It may be difficult for uni students today to imagine, but universities used to be a place of male dominance, particularly in the science, technology, engineering, mathematics and medical or STEM fields. Today, not only are things much more equal, but at Townsville's James Cook University, many women are leading the way. Associate Professor in Medicine, Academic Coordinator at JCU and Director of Rheumatology at Townsville Hospital, Dr. Muriel Snoden is one of these women.
I graduated as a doctor in 1982, and I decided fairly quickly that I wanted to become a physician, so medical practitioner in hospital medicine. I went on the pathway of rheumatology. I did my degree, my MD in Dublin before travelling to Australia. So I moved to Australia in 1988, where I finished my clinical training in rheumatology in Adelaide. And then when I moved back to Ireland, and then JCU took over the medical programme. And so I returned here 5 years ago to this position in JCU.
Dr. Snoden has risen to a position of leadership at JCU and says that gender has nothing to do with academic ability.
You shouldn't let your either your physical or your sexual background influence your decisions in life. I think you should always go with your heart. You should be doing what you love. And while you're doing that, you should be giving it your best. So that we should always do the best that we can. And for some people, that's going to be doing things at a level that's reasonable for them. Not everybody wants to be a professor or a dean, or, but that we shouldn't allow either discrimination or negative, somebody else's negative thoughts about us to influence what we do and what we can achieve in life, in whatever field we're in.
The Sage Athena Swan Charter is one project helping to continue advanced representation of women in the STEM fields across Australian universities. JCU is joining Athena Swan, continuing the push for greater equality across the academic world, and Dr. Snoden says that as a young university, JCU is very progressive and continually looks towards the future.
Traditional hierarchical systems that are male-based, and that traditionally that's how it's been, and that maybe some of the older universities, which have those structures in place, are slower to move on it, whereas JCU, being maybe a younger university, more trying to be more forward-looking, I think, and recognising the great contribution that a mix of people can bring to different disciplines. So that's one of the very positive things I think about being in a young university. They're very big on equality and very supportive, very encouraging to propel yourself as high as you can go and do as much as you can. At the time that I would have entered medicine, there would be a lot less women in position like me, so a lot less physicians, a lot less people in consultant posts. As time has gone by, more and more women are moving into those areas. So relatively speaking, I guess we've definitely increased in number into maybe, if you want to call it, higher level positions, both in terms of clinical medicine, even in terms of surgery. So before I left Ireland, one of the first cardiothoracic surgeons was appointed, who was a female. One of the first orthopedic surgeons was appointed. So certainly it's at a time where women are kind of stepping up and filling roles that maybe traditionally would have been looked at as being male roles. So I guess I've been lucky in that was the time that I entered into my field, and it's kind of blossomed on from there. Traditionally, the roles for women in medicine have been maybe to coordinate with the family life, to coordinate with all of that. In my own life, I've been very lucky. I'm married to a man who's actually been the house husband. So I've had the chance of actually being very supported by my family to continue doing what I do. And that I think that for people coming along, it's nice to think, look, there is this option for you. You don't have to give up your whole life. You don't have to not have children. I've got 4 daughters, and that you can actually do that. So even for my daughters, I'm a role model. So I'm a role model at home, and then also in the clinical arena. So the people may not have considered, maybe until meeting someone like me or like some other female in a position within the mathematical sciences or engineering, that it is actually possible to have to achieve whatever you want to in the workplace, as well as having a balance with your life, that you don't have to compromise on either of those things to do well.